At this party. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another incredible brand highlight. Tonight may be the biggest brand highlight to date. And if you're new here, welcome. What I want to have you wrap your head around is this vision of MDC Marketplace, how we are a hub of over 36 brands and counting in over 10 multi-billion and trillion-dollar categories. And we are so freaking lucky tonight because we've got the Jefferson Santos, who is a 500K affiliate in MDC Marketplace. And remember what I just said about categories of being billion and trillion-dollar categories? This man right here, with the brand and the company that we're about to go over, had over, you guys, 3 million people in his organization. And they did over 3 billion with this singular brand and company that is now partnered with MDC Marketplace. If the hairs on your arms did not just stand up for the asset that just got thrown in all of our laps in the last 72 hours, man, they will by the end of this call. I just know it. This man is incredible. He has 2 beautiful boys and a gorgeous wife, Megan. They have gone on over 200 of these dream trips, y'all. So there is no one better to take us on a journey through the landscape of dream trips. So Jefferson, welcome to our Zoom tonight. How are you, my friend?
Doing awesome. Thanks, JoJo. Thanks for having me on here tonight. And what's up, everybody? It's great to see you on this Monday night. It is very historic time. The day after Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there from yesterday. And a lot of good things happening right now. So we're not perfect strangers. Let me jump right into it because we've got a lot to cover in a very short period of time. The good thing is we are recording this. You can always watch it again and review it and all of that. So my name is Jefferson Santos. I grew up here in the Dallas, Texas area and played college football at the Naval Academy. Also played college football, D1 college football at Texas Christian University. So my background's always been around teamwork. And I got introduced to network marketing from my mother. And she invited me to this house, this doctor's house. He had a big old house. He's making plenty of money, but he's doing network marketing, right? He's drawing circles on a whiteboard. In my head, I'm like, why does he need to do this? But it's because he wanted something extra. He wanted a residual income where he didn't have to be the one doing the thing to make the money, right? And so I really fell in love with the concept of residual income. I think it's smart to not have to work for the same dollar twice, right? And so, but for me, even though I had a lot of desire, and even though I didn't have a lot of money and I wanted to make a lot of money, it didn't instantly make me successful. Even when I met my mentor, it didn't, make me instantly successful. I had to go through my learning curve, just like all of us have to go through our learning curves, right? And so I struggled for about 9.5 years in the industry. I went to events by myself. Sometimes I had 1 or 2 people to go with me to these events. But I think it's those events that kept me going another 30 days, another 90 days to help me get going another 90 days to eventually the penny would drop for me. Finally, I got everything to do wrong out of my system so then I can start doing the right things. And so I started getting into the travel and tourism space in network marketing in 1999 and in 2000 and 2001. But 2005 was the start of my biggest home run ever. It was the brand DreamTrips, which we have now at MDC. And it's crazy. Like literally when we first started, and I'm gonna break everything down. I'm gonna show some slides. I'm going to show you the who, what, when, where, why of DreamTrips, why it is the #1 travel club in the world. Why did 5 million people buy a membership? All these things and the differences between what DreamTrips has done and is doing versus everybody else out there. And obviously that difference we can now use and attach to MDC because it's now part of the marketplace, right? So that's really, really cool. So basically I was there since the beginning, before the beginning of DreamTrips. And we started talking about, in the MLM travel space prior to DreamTrips, I would say mid to late 90s, there was these things called card mills. Like, hey, become a travel agent for $500, all this stuff. Well, you weren't really a travel agent, right? And you'd get these discounts, and yeah, but eventually those companies and that concept kind of got found out, because back then, before the internet was prevalent, the travel agent association would kind of say, hey, those guys aren't real travel agents. And then, companies would get shut down or whatever. And so we saw that we'd rather go the membership model, the Costco or the Sam's model, and actually really do travel the right way. Obviously the air, car, hotel, booking engines and all that, but do something that was a breed above and a breed apart of anything else out there. And so that was the start of Dream Trips. And we started with one of our first taglines was take a trip of a lifetime monthly. That was one of our taglines. And so we started off with a trip a month. By the end of our first year, we ended up doing 15 trips. The end of our second year, about 38 trips. The end of our third year, 85 trips. And it just kept on going up and up and up. And at the height, I think it was around 2016, 17, we had 6,000 unique group curated experiences, basically leaving every 90 minutes. One trip was leaving every 90 minutes somewhere in the world, to Great Wall of China, to Dubai, to Australia, to Bora Bora, to Fiji, to Prague, to Japan, like all these different places. And not just trips. We were talking about foodie trips. We're talking about New Year's trips. We're talking about cruises, adventure trips, spa trips. Like there's so many different niches within the travel space. It attracts everybody. I remember I had people go, well, Jefferson, what's your target market? Well, it's everybody, but really we attract the young at heart. Because think about what travel does. You attract the young at heart, and we have different things we like to do. Some of us like to go on adventures. Some of us like to try out all the different spas around the world. Maybe some of us want to try out the different wines around the world, right? Maybe we want to check out some river cruising. Maybe the open ocean cruising is a little rough compared to river cruising, which is super smooth, right? Through the Danube River. Like there's so many different ways to travel. There's the backpacking thing. There's the glamping, right? Then there's the Mount Everest type stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to travel, right? And so my wife and I, we've taken, yes, over 200 trips, dream trips. I mean, we've done like 40 years of marriage and like 13, you know a person really fast when you travel with them, right? But this became a product that nobody could argue with. We wanted to create a way where you could get the best value. Like you pay for this membership. This membership gives you access to get these trips at wholesale. Okay. Now we didn't just pitch on price though, because we baked a lot of things in, right? We baked a host to make sure everybody has a good time, right? You have a go-to person on that trip that you could talk to get things handled if it needed to be, right? Not just a hotel person, but actual Dream Trips person, right? We had excursions that were baked in, because sometimes when you're planning a trip, it gets very stressful because you got X amount of time, X amount of dollars. You have all this pressure on you to find the best place to go and all the things to do. And it gets a little crazy. Some of you love doing that. You geek out about that, but most people don't like doing that. But what if you could just click a button, like ordering on a menu of a restaurant? Oh, yeah, I like this trip with all these things. Bam, you book it. It's all done for you, from the transportation, back and forth to the airport, to the resort, the excursions, the welcome party, the farewell party, all that stuff, boom, is baked in. That's what a dream trip is. It's not just a hotel. It's not just this or that. It's the whole experience put together. And that's what we're into. We're in the experience economy. We're in the transformation economy. And what Dream Trips has done for the last 19 years has been nothing short of amazing. I sponsored, I don't know, 600 some odd members, when I was back when we first started. That grew to almost 3 million people in 50 different countries. And what's crazy is, the pandemic had other plans for the travel industry. It pretty much shut it down across the board around the world. And so the company that was the parent company to Dream Trips went bankrupt, and Mark and Tammy Smith were able to grab the assets and resurge and rebirth the Dream Trip assets and the Dream Trip membership, right? So just really, it was just a few months that there was nobody going on a trip. And as soon as everything opened back up again, all those members were like, hey, we're ready to go on a trip. A lot of those members were still paying their membership dues. They were just accumulating, just waiting for the next. And then once the world opened back up again, those Dream Trip members were ready to rock and roll. And that's what happened. And that kept everything going, which is super, super cool, right? And so we have the benefit of that. And I want to show you this real quick. This is huge, all right? I'm showing you this because this is a big deal right here, because some of you are wondering, okay, what is the difference? Okay, I'm gonna minimize my camera here so I can see the screen. All right. So who runs Dream Trips? Well, it's a full-blown travel agency called Rovia. Okay, Rovia was the one is building all the Dream Trips. Now, it's a fully integrated global licensed travel agency. That's what Rovia is. All right. And it's done billions in revenue already. Okay. And here's the thing. Yes, 5 million members have gone through like the membership over the last 19 years. Okay. 1.3 million travelers have taken 30,000 unique Dream Trips. Okay. Unique. Now there's a lot of other trips, but we had Dubai 25 times. We had, Great Wall of China X amount of times. We had, all these different trips multiple times, but unique Dream Trips, unique templates, unique contracts. So here's the thing. To over 70 countries around the world. So this product, this brand, Dream Trips, did over $4 billion. So this is our first billion-dollar brand in the marketplace as part of MDC. So this is huge that we all get to leverage this, right? But I want to go direct to screen for a second and geek out on technology for a second. So we had to spend millions and tens of millions of dollars in a middleware technology that we had to build in order to crank out and scale these Dream Trips. Because you got to think about this. A lot of companies, they'll do one incentive trip a year, maybe two, right? We're talking about doing 6,000 trips we did at the height, okay? So we had a technology that had all the contracts, all the templates for the contracts, all the legal stuff. We had the passenger manifest, the cruise manifests. We had all the tour operators, all the transportation companies. Every person in every company we did business with connected to this middleware technology. This enabled us to publish a trip. Boom. People go book the trip. Boom, 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 boom. And then that resulted in a passenger manifest to shoot over to that resort, to shoot over to the cruise lines. Nobody can do this, y'all. Other network marketing companies have been trying to do this since Dream Trips ever started, and they haven't been able to do it. And guess what? Dream Trips is here at MDC, and we get to leverage this. So those are that's the barrier to entry. If a company right now said, hey, you know what? We're going to start a travel club, and they put $100 million into it. You know what? They're going to still have to take 15 to 19 years, okay, to figure all the stuff that we've already figured out, all those contracts, all those relationships, the local contacts, the people on the ground, the people that know where all the cool restaurants are. We've been doing that for 19 years. Who's going to beat that? Nobody is, because now we just took the baton, and now all of us at MDC have this brand, and we get to market it, and we get to show the world, the rest of the world, right? And we get to show our affiliates. And then guess what? You're an affiliate of MDC. You could sell a Dream Trip membership. The only way that a Dream Trip membership can be sold today now is through an MDC affiliate. That's the only way that someone can buy a Dream Trips membership. And so you have that ability now, which is really, really exciting. And I'm super pumped to be able to share that with you. But let's show you some of this cool stuff here. All right. And obviously there's a travel portal with air, car, hotel, and all of that. And then I'm going to get into the flagship, which is the Dream Trips, right? But obviously we have a booking engine, access to 800,000 worldwide hotels. The travel company behind the booking engine, okay, is a $2.5 billion company. Okay, we also have access to condo rentals for as low as $299 for the week, and resorts as low as $80 for the day, and sometimes the best deals on cruises. All right. And so let me just share with you the membership, and then I'm going to get into the loyalty points, and then get into the trips. All right. So a standard membership is $79 a month. And by the way, It's get four, pay no more. If you refer four members of the same type, okay, you can waive your membership dues. Okay. So if you're a standard member and you refer four standard members, you can waive your fees. Okay. Same thing with priority. And so you get a travel savings account. Every time you pay your $80 a month membership, you get 250 loyalty points every single month. That's pretty cool, right? And those points stack up, which I'll talk about. Okay. As long as you stay on the membership for 6 months in a row, when you start, you get a 4-day cruise certificate after 6 months of paying for the membership. If you miss 1 month, you do not get the cruise, and it's a one-time offer. Okay. So from a residual standpoint and a retention standpoint, that's really, really solid. Right. And then you have access to the curated dream trips, which I'm going to get into in a couple minutes. And then the air car hotel booking engine, all that type of stuff, activities and event tickets. So that's the standard. The priority is all the stuff I just told you, but you get for $129 a month, you get 400 loyalty points a month. Okay. These points are used to buy down the hotels and resorts to the wholesale rate. Okay. You also get the cruise after 6 months of paying for the membership. You get the 4-day cruise, right? You get exclusive event tickets that standard members don't get access to. You get 7-day early access to some of these dream trips. Now, some of these trips are really, really popular. For example, the New Year's in Dubai. New Year's is the #1 place to go worldwide. And we have dream trips there, right? So you get a 7-day early access if you're a priority member. All right. You also get VIP airport lounge access. This is huge because, if you don't have a lot of miles or status with an airline, you don't get access to that airline's lounge. As a priority member, you have access to these VIP airport lounges. I think there's like 12 or 1,500 of them around the world. They got the Wi-Fi, they have food, they have kind of a sitting resting area. I mean, you guys have been hopefully ever seen a VIP airport lounge. You get access to these, which is really, really cool, especially when you're on a layover and things like that. You also get 24/7 concierge access. I want you to look at this like an assistant. Okay, what is your time worth today? Right? I think your time is priceless, right? Whether it's helping find a gift, helping find flowers, or setting up something key for a anniversary coming up. There's so many things a concierge service can do. I used this back in 2020 in the pandemic. My boys love NASCAR. They've never been to a NASCAR race. So I called up the concierge and I said, hey, listen, my wife and I want to take our boys. We want to stay in a suite where there's food and all that kind of stuff. We can just hang out in the air conditioning. Hello? Okay. Can y'all hear me? You good? I guess that was somebody that got unmuted or something. Okay. So we got access. They gave us the tickets. They mailed us the tickets and the passes and everything like that. I mean, it was like amazing. And we had an amazing time. I made some video of it and stuff. We made a little highlight video, but that's the kind of cool stuff they can do, right? They could set up a yacht charter. They could set up a private jet charter if you want, right? It's really cool. Now, you don't call the concierge for them to book dream trips for you. This is a concierge, right? It's really when you're on the ground, so to speak, right? But that is included in your priority membership. So those are the two memberships here. Okay. And so check this out. So let's say you're paying your monthly dues and those loyalty points stack up. Okay. So you get 3,000 points a year on your standard, 4,800 points a year when you're on the priority. All right. And you use those points to buy down your hotels, resorts, all that kind of stuff. And by the way, for those of you that already have stuff with High Life Travel, our other travel brand, that's going to be kind of sitting on the back of the wayside. You didn't lose anything or anything like that, but the forefront, so to speak, the front burner is going to be dream trips. And so whether they'll convert those or whatever they do, you're not going to lose anything. So you're all good. But this gives you the ability to obviously buy down those hotels, resorts, and things like that. Now, that's the booking engine. I'm not talking about the actual dream trip. Okay. So when you're whatever member you are, you get the same price on a dream trip. Okay. But let me just share with you, these are the hotels and resorts and the business trip you want to go on, the weekend getaway you want to go on. That's what I'm talking about right now. Okay. Not getting into the group trips yet. Okay. So you can see the prices there on Expedia versus dream trips at these hotels. So once again, one thing I want to share with you, you want to be city specific, but hotel flexible. Okay. So if you want to stay at a certain hotel on a certain night, like there might be a convention happening. There might be a concert happening. So you might not get the best deal at that hotel. But let's say you're a bougie kind of traveler. You like the Ritz-Carlton or the Four Seasons or St. Regis. Okay, well, Ritz-Carlton might have a better rate for that weekend versus Four Seasons. And then the next weekend, maybe St. Regis has the better rate. So just understand you want to be hotel flexible, but city specific on that. All right. We also have access to really cool condos and cruises and all of that. You can save a ton of money down in Mexico and the various places where we have access to that as well. And so you can use up to 1,500 Dream Trip loyalty points that can redeemed for onboard credits on thousands of cruises and river cruises. All right. So we have some really killer deals on these cruises. Here's a 14-nighter, a 12-nighter. That's crazy. A 4-nighter. It's pretty crazy. So by the way, a little bit of education on cruises if you haven't been on many or any. There is no such thing as a discounted cruise. They always just advertise usually the lowest cabin category on the inside, right? Lowest level on the inside or a web special or something like that. But when you end up actually booking the cruise and you realize where you're at, you're going to end up paying, probably a lot more than what you're paying here at Dream Trips. Okay. Now these are used to, as one-off bookings. These aren't dream trips. These are trips that you're booking through the portal. Okay, just separating that. Now, let's talk about the actual dream trips. Let's talk about these group curated trips. These are group trips that have a host, right? You got hotel transfers back and forth to the airport. We have an on-site Dream Trip host, okay? Usually when you pass through baggage claim, you're going to have a person with a Dream Trip sign. Usually the transportation company, instead of using their transportation sign, they're going to have a Dream Trip sign standing up, and you'll be able to go, oh, Dream Trips person. You find them, and then they get you on the proper transportation to your hotel and resort, okay? You get there, usually we'll have a separate check-in just for the Dream Trip members. You get your Dream Trip bracelet, you get a little itinerary telling you what's going on. Usually you got a welcome reception the first night or the second night, then you have a farewell dinner at the end of the trip. Okay, that's really cool. We have excursions already planned for you. You can choose to do them or not. You can hang out with the group or not. You can literally grab a book, chill on the hammock for those 4 or 5 days on the beach and just read if you want to. You could do whatever the heck you want. Just know there's safety in numbers. You can hang out with the group. You got a host there to make sure everybody's having a good time. And that's really, really cool. The other really cool thing too is, especially if you don't know that many people, and let's say it's you plus a friend that you brought with you and you don't know anybody. What's really cool is, if you meet a few people, everybody's there to have fun too. By the time the trip is over, you've already made your best friend or maybe 5 best friends. And all of a sudden at the farewell dinner, it's bittersweet because you had so much fun with everybody. You made some new friends, but now you got to say goodbye, right? But it's really cool. Everybody's dressed up in, red or white or something like that, or blue, and, taking pictures and video and all that. But then what happens is people are like, kids meet other kids. They're like, hey, when's your next trip? And you're asking other people, hey, when's your next trip? And so people start creating like friendships and travel friendships and all these things that I've seen this happen for decades, okay, over a decade, almost 2 decades, right? And so this is what Dream Trip does. It helps you create memories. We also have volunteerism trips where you can give of your time as well, and work with orphanages and schools and all kinds of amazing things. So I'm going to flash through a couple of trips, then I'm going to go into the trip catalog and actually go through some other trips as well. I mean, we've got Denver driving sports cars through the winding roads there. We've got private Halloween party at Dracula's castle in Romania, y'all. That is crazy. We've got Comic-Con, right? If you're into comic books and superheroes and all that, there in Amsterdam. We've got Hungary tour, St. Stephen, Dripstone Cave, and Edley Palace. I mean, that's a dream break, 3 days, 2 nights. If it's really short, like 3 days, 2 nights, that's usually a dream break. So we might not have an excursion. We might have like a half-day thing. There might not be a host because we call that a dream break because it's really short, right? If it's anything 4 days or over, it's usually a dream trip. We've got Dubai, which I'm going to get into details here. We got Maxium's like VIP Halloween party in Times Square at the Marriott Marquis. I mean, that's just crazy, right? The kind of thing. We have all kinds of concerts. So we've done Coachella, we've done Tomorrowland, we've done NFL games. We've done Super Bowl games. We've done all kinds of stuff. We've got the volunteerism trips where you're helping, visit children. You're helping rebuild schools or paint schools. Or in Guatemala, we've built over 100 and 200, 300 schools in Guatemala, which is amazing, right? We've done some really, really cool things there. And so I'm going to jump over and jump into the trip catalog real quick so you guys can see some other trips that we're doing here, which is really, really cool. All right, so check this out. You guys excited? This is pretty crazy, isn't it? This is nuts. All right, so let's go here. Okay, so one of my favorite places for my wife and I to go to that we haven't been to yet is the Maldives or the Maldives at the Banyan Tree. Now, notice all of our dream trips are not at the Motel 6. We are at the 4.5, 4.5, 5-star resorts because we want you to have a great experience, right? And so this is at the Banyan Tree. If you look up the Banyan Tree brand, it's amazing. Okay, I just want you to know that this is your complimentary round trip speedboat transfer to your resort from the airport. Need a speedboat there. Got daily breakfast every day, right? Daily dinner at the resort main restaurant. Complimentary 30-minute sunset cruise, 20% discount at the spa, and includes your green tax. See, one of the things I want you to understand is not every resort is all inclusive. Matter of fact, most resorts are not all inclusive. So what we do on these dream trips is we do extra packaging in there so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. And all of a sudden you have an extra charge and all this stuff. And so we're packing some of this stuff in there, which makes it really convenient for you. Here's Slovenia. Okay. Mixing like 4 days, 3 nights, at the Bojan Eco Hotel, three buffet breakfasts, 3 buffet dinners, plus drink package in there, 3-day ski pass that's in there, complimentary entrance to the aqua park at the hotel. You got complimentary one-time use of the wellness spa, Turkish bath, Finnish sauna, infrared sauna, 10% discount on massage treatments. And your tourist tax is included in the price. See, once again, we like to include these things so there's no gotchas on these trips. Now, one of the questions I get is, okay, does this include airfare? No, we don't know where people are flying in from. We've got members in 50 plus countries around the world. So we're the most competitive when the wheels touch the ground. All right. So Dubai, look at this, y'all. Shared round trip airport transfers, 4 breakfasts, full day city tour of the modern Dubai marvels, half-day city tour of historic Dubai highlights, a desert safari experience with a dinner. These are all included, y'all. Okay. New Year's Eve celebration at the hotel includes gala dinner and DJ and music. Some of you would blow $1,000 on a New Year's party just in your city or whatever, or maybe the city next door. I don't know, right? Property service charge, municipality fee, VAT and tourism fee is included in this package. All you have to do is just get there. Okay. These are the kind of things we put together. We've done probably in the last 19 years, probably over 30, 40 trips to Dubai. We have it down to the T. We know who to use. We know the transportation companies. We've got it all vetted out. So just know it's really, really dialed in here the way we've had these things put together. Here's that car trip I talked about in Denver. They did last year. Super cool. Breakfast buffet each morning, welcome reception, supercar driving experience, 35-mile canyon course, includes transportation to and from, farewell reception on night 3. All the members receive digital pictures of your experience of driving the cars. And then we also put together these know before you go guides, so you know what to expect on the trip. So once again, everything's done for you. Everything's baked in, which is super, super cool on there. Paris, France, and Valentine's just a few months ago, right? Your hotel, obviously, your welcome reception, the full day sightseeing tour. Like, once again, all this is baked out for you, planned for you, no stress. Just get there and you're good to go. I can go on and on. Here's the Comic-Con in Amsterdam. Here's Vegas at the Renaissance Hotel, the Maverick helicopter tour baked in there, 3-day Vegas monorail pass in there, 2-day big city bus tour Explorer pass in there, 1-day high roller experience, and the Link zip lining pass, all baked in that package. Okay, once again, you'd have to be searching and trying to figure out all this stuff yourself. You've got it all in one package, which is really, really awesome. Now, some of these, I'm showing you trips out of the trip catalog. So these are all experiences that we have contracts for. We've already done them. We can do them again. It's all based on demand. Okay. So it's really, really cool. We got Prague over here. Okay. We've got, Romania with this Halloween party. Look at this, New York City on July 4th, watching the fireworks, right? You're staying right there in the newly renovated New York Marriott Marquis right there in Times Square. Guys, we have a contract with the Marriott Marquis. So we do the Lion King Broadway trips, right? You're staying right there in Times Square. Or we got the Moulin Rouge Broadway stuff. Like we've got all kinds of packages that we put together, and you're staying right in the heart of the action, which is super, super cool. We got Taiwan glamping retreat in Taiwan, which is super cool. Miami Beach over here with all these things included. There's the intercoastal there. It's a beautiful picture there of Miami. We've got New Orleans. We've got Budapest, Zanzibar. Okay, I mean, look at that water, guys. That's crazy what's happening over here. We got Washington, D.C. with the cherry blossoms, right? We have certain trips that are put together at the right times. We've already obviously done this in Japan as well, right? We've got Sweden. That's really, really awesome. We've got Virginia Beach. We've got Prague again, Lithuania. This is like this. I guess I think this used to be a place where they used to house like 10 blimps, and they turned it into a massive indoor eco water park. So you can go to the water park, water slides during the winter in Germany, which is super cool. There's so many cool things that we have here, and the world is your oyster. I mean, this is another beautiful place. Sensure Resort and Spa, just a little bit south of Playa del Carmen. It's a boutique resort. You can see the beach all combed and raked and all that stuff there. So just super, super cool how everything has come together. But guys, with this Dream Trip membership, you can become a member today. Just add it to your subscription, standard member, priority member, and you're good to go on that. And now you're going to get an email after you sign up for the subscription for your membership with your separate login to your Dream Trips portal. Now, how do you get to your Dream Trips portal? Through your digital products in your back office, okay? Or you go to dreamtrips.com and then you log in with your credentials over there. And you can start looking around, and you can start using the portal. You can start seeing what dream trip you want to go on. But the big dream trip that we're all excited about is the one to Greece, in Katerini, Greece, on the runway to 25K, because you may or may not know, but we've got a way for you to earn 6 trips a year. Okay, so every 60 days, you've got a roadmap, a runway to generate 25,000 in volume. Okay, we have it all mapped out for you. We have a runway tracker in your back office. So right now, what you got to be doing is focusing on becoming a 1K affiliate. That's 1,000 BV, right? Put in a couple of $7.99 shopping sprees, 4 of the $3.99 shopping sprees. Boom, you got your 1,000, and 25% of your trip is paid. And then it goes to 50% of your trip is paid, 75%, then 100% of your trip is paid when you complete the 4 tiers. And we want to help you earn 6 trips a year. We want to help you get your new people started and help them earn 6 trips a year or 1 trip a year. See, here's the thing. A lot of people, they can't even afford a trip, right? And we have a way now for you to get started with us at MDC. Become a Dream Trip member, become an affiliate, sell Dream Trip memberships, waive your Dream Trip memberships, get 4, pay no more, right? And then start marketing the other brands that we have and start earning money, earning trips, right? And we have our Akashics brand. You can start learning how to grow your money. Everything is here, right? We have a house of brands that is truly powerful, and it's expanding every single few months. It's expanding. But I just want to let you know that this Dream Trips Alliance is the biggest thing I've ever seen in network marketing. I've been a part of it. I helped start it. It was a blessing. And now it's here. I mean, I literally wake up every morning going, is this really happening right now? Like, we all get to leverage this together. And I'll tell you what, from a building perspective, you want to create the glue on your team. You want to create that camaraderie. You start building your life around these trips. We're going to start doing events on the trips. Instead of doing like the traditional network marketing events, why don't we just do a few hours of training in the middle of a trip, and that's it, every 90 days or whatever, right? And we just go to trips and have a little bit of training inside the trip versus doing a whole training event. Why don't we just have fun? We are the ultimate lifestyle platform. Dream Trips is the #1 travel club in the world. And so we are now in rare air. there is no other company that has the tools, the tech, the leadership that we have right now. And so you've got the ability to capitalize on this and really take advantage of this. But we can't do it for you, right? You gotta put on the helmet, put on your uniform, get on the field, and get after this thing, and get on that runway to 25K and really, really push this thing. So I will shut up. I will get myself out of the way. I know we got some questions probably. And so I'll pass it back over to JoJo and let me know what's up.
Dude, what is up is all of our flights in the near future up in the air and around the world. Like that is, I don't know, you guys drop some comments in the chat if you are lit up for the rest of your life. I mean, this really, what you guys have done, Jefferson, is you have taken dreams off the back burner and put them in the forefront of discovery and activity. And for that, we are so grateful to you and all your diligence and hard work to make this connection happen, this collaboration real, my brother. So a couple questions did come in. The first one, people, I had the wrong number, I think. What is the BV on the 2 packs for the priority and the,
Yeah. So the standard
subscription?
is it's 40 BV. So $79 a month, 40 BV a month that you get, right? That you get for that, selling that. And then the 129 is 65 BV. Okay.
Perfect.
So basically 50% BV to dollar ratio on that.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you for that clarification. And Haley, you were right. You got it, girlfriend. And then the other question for clarification is the 4 no more. Are those with brand new people that come in, or is it existing teammates that opt in? Does that count as the 4 no more?
Yeah, existing teammates, as long it's just kind of like a Koshik's. And Koshik's, it's 3 for free. So the system just checks as there's 3, here the system's going to check if there's 4 memberships that are active that paid this month. As long as they're all active and is paid this month, then you don't pay the next month, right? So there's always like kind of like that the first month you'll probably pay, right? And then as long as you get 4 that pay, before the end of the month, then the next month you won't be paying, right? So you're still active, you're still good, you still get your loyalty points, all of that. It's just the cool thing is now it's, get 4, pay no more.
That's so, I mean, to add that to
Yep.
the list of goals, y'all, for the end of the month, because this is just such a great runway. Another question that came in is when booking for a family, like how does that work? If it's, multiple people for you and the kids, I mean, you have taken your kids on some incredible trips. Is that something you can do too? Is have family events in this?
Yeah, so this is a good question because it varies based on the resorts policies and the cruise line policies or the hotel policies, right? So some resorts and hotels or cruise lines or whatever is like, hey, kids under 12 eat free, or kids under 12 or 16 are free. It all depends on the age. So it's has to do with the actual resort, nothing to do with Rovia or DreamTrips or MDC, right? So it's those policies. Now the membership covers your entire household. Whoever lives under your roof, that membership covers them. Okay, you can't just take people from, if your family lives in 3 different places around the country, you can't use all of them under one membership. It's only the people that live in your household that you can do that. Now, let's say most hotel rooms are 2 adults, 2 kids. If you start getting into multiple people, like more than 2 adults or more than 2 or 3 kids, you're going to have to get another room. So you'll just interface with customer service at Rovia and figure that out. So maybe you might have to pay a whole nother, dream trip price for the second room and all that kind of stuff. It all depends on kind of how that all works out. Obviously, the more people, it's going to cost a little bit more money. But
Yeah.
once again, in the end, you're saving the money, and they're going to be a part of something that's really, really cool. That's all planned out for you. All you got to do is just show up. So, but yeah, different policies for different resorts and stuff.
Awesome. Thank you. And then another question that came in from the animal out there in New Jersey who already has his building hat on. Can you plan private trips for you and your team? Like, is that something that can happen within Dream Trips as we build this thing out?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all based on demand, right? So what I would do is, obviously do with the runway to 25K, focus on Greece, all that kind of stuff. But as time goes on, yes, Rovia can develop a team trip just for you. So what you could do is you could choose one of the trips we've already done, right? Just pluck it off the shelf. And then, tell Tammy's the one that runs the dream trips and kind of Rovia and puts things together. And basically it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to put a private trip together. but I would be really smart and use one that we already have done, right? So one of the resorts in Mexico or Caribbean or wherever, and boom, we'll just take that contract, renegotiate the contract for the time, and then figure out what little goodies you want to have baked in there, right? And then boom, we could publish that, and then all of a sudden you've got a private team trip that you and your team can go on.
Amazing. And there's no minimum, like, except for whatever the resort says we have, right? Like the number of people you have to have, you pack the house, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've done resort takeovers before. Where we literally took over an entire resort, like 3,200 people. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And when you take
Oh,
over a resort, you pretty much own everything. You own the beach, you own the pools. You know, you could put branded stuff everywhere. The ballroom, the training rooms. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really cool what you're able to do. I mean, we've done a Disney World Epcot takeover where we had the whole park for like 3 or 4 hours or something like that, and we can get on a loudspeaker and stuff. So there's a really cool stuff that we could do.
now you're speaking Jen and Phil Hoyle's language. Like they're going to have an entire family event out there in Disney World. That's so cool. So a couple more questions. For people to kind of have an experience before they buy their membership, is there where a place where people can see these trips, or do they have to do their subscription first? Or how do people navigate that? Where can we direct them to go?
Yeah, they can see all the trips on dreamtrips.com, but they can't see the prices because you have to be a member. And the reason why is we negotiate these contracts where they can't be published publicly. They have to be published behind the wall, so to speak, the paywall. So that's kind of that's in all the negotiations. So we can't just let everybody have access to look at the prices, right? So what I would do is just trust your brand, trust your upline, trust your friend, and just become a member and figure it out, because I'm telling you, you'll never cancel because basically you'll keep it for the rest of your life if you plan on traveling for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. And I mean, shoot, 6 months, you have a free cruise. It's like you're prepaying for your first vacation that you want to go on anyway, right?
Exactly.
It's
Exactly. Yep.
truly becomes a no-brainer. Well, Jefferson, we appreciate your time. We know you've done, 50 of these in the last 72 hours, and you are just such a light, such an inspiration, and such a guide for us all. And we will lean on you heavy, my friend, and we will lean on you at the beach as well when we're all celebrating in Greece in the next few months. We appreciate you so much.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
Awesome. All right, you guys. I mean, drop a few like emojis in the chat for like your air, your sun. Where are we going? Are we skiing? Are we driving? Are we going to the beach? What are you most excited about? And then let's talk about this. Let's talk about the ability to create abundance and freedom as you're living the lifestyle you've always dreamt of. Like, can we get that, right? Like, this is such a beautiful bridge for what we are doing here at MDC Marketplace. It is going to accelerate all of our success. And I can't think of anyone better than the Kenny Rossi, who is 7-figure earner. He's a mentor to all of us. He has coached not only myself, my family, but many people on this call how to make millions. And he says to me every day, Jojo, you've never seen anything like what we're about to see. Like, if you don't get chills again, I keep getting goosebumps from what Kenny's about to share with us and where we're going. I don't know, man. I don't know if Dr. Dana has a heart zapper product that we're going to get in the body melt system, but you got to wake up, y'all. So with that, Kenny, I'm going to pass it over to you to keep this rocking.